Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing something a little bit special here on Assemble XP. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Good to have you. And my fellow Canuck here with the puck, as always. What's your name?
Court?
Court? It says that right there in the name thing. Court, let's have some fun today. Do you know what day it is today?
Yes, I do. It is the day that I did not get my Xbox because the source didn't mail it to me in time. It's that day. It's the day that I get to relive that everybody else has their Xbox Series X a year ago today. And I sat there with a email saying delivered, and it was never delivered. Oh, it was so painful. I drove home because I was actually out that day, and I had a delivery notification. I'm like, oh my God. And I went home, and there was no Xbox. And then I drove to my local source, Canadian company, owned by Bell Media.
There you go.
And they were like, no, it was delivered here. And I was like, oh, okay, good. Can you go get it? She goes in the back and she goes, it's not here. I'm like, what do you mean it's not here? And she's like, oh, so this, because the source was, they sent them out early. So some people got them early. They're like, this was one of the early consoles. So we had to mail it back. I'm like, oh, okay. So why didn't it come back? She's like, hold on. And then she goes on the phone, and then she goes in the back room. And then she comes back and goes on the phone. She goes, you're going to have to go home, sir. We don't have your console. And I was like, well, am I getting it? She goes, oh, you're going to get it. Just come back here on Friday. I was like, oh, okay. So I'll come back on Friday. I was being nice at the time.
At the time.
Allowing this to happen.
At the time.
And
I was allowing this to happen.
I was allowing. So I went back and on the Friday, and no console.
No console.
Yeah, and I was a bit sour.
But you did get your console there, eh?
I did get the console. My console came from someone high up at the source who was supposed to pick it up in Barrie, and they shipped it over to the Keswick location so I could go get my console on the Saturday.
Wow.
They called me. They did I support
hand delivered.
Now they went head over heels, and they gave me a $100 gift card at the source for my troubles, which I bought.
More Xbox. 2. Yeah, there you go.
No, I bought Watch Dogs 2 with it. I was like, all right, I got myself a game out of it. I didn't have my console on day one, but how was your experience with the console that we've been loving?
Trying to remember. I mean, my experience has been great. My console pickup excursion, I got it release day, and I think I literally just went to Best Buy online. Oh, no, I remember. I was sitting here and I was trying to pre-order. I did. I remember I got into the pre-orders, and I pre-ordered the Series X from Best Buy. I had zero problems. I went midday on launch day, like 11 a.m., and picked up my console and came home, plugged it. I had zero problems. I was a happy camper. So it was great. And overall, so yeah, I did not have the problems you had. I remember I pre-ordered Walmart and Best Buy, and then I just got the Best Buy one. But it's been great. I come from the PlayStation side of things for so many years. I've had a 360 late in the generation. I got it, and I had the Xbox One, the Xbox Series, the One X, the Xbox One X as well, and then this one. And this has been the most I've been into the Xbox ecosystem in terms of being and playing all of my games, all my third-party games, the Xbox exclusive games, going back catalog, and really truly enjoying it a lot more. So yeah, it's been great. Like, it's been a wonderful year of games, and to see where Xbox has gone with things like Game Pass, for example, is really, really cool to see, because we've both grown up with just from Nintendo and Genesis and up and up and up to now we're living through times where it's, yeah, here's all of your games ever, and it's getting better. What about you?
For me, this console has been my favorite of the next gen consoles. I have both. I even have an S. I'll discuss the S as well. It's been a revelation with what comes with Game Pass and the features that don't get talked about enough. The Dolby Vision and the Dolby Atmos. It's something that I do at home. I have a TV that can do it. Like, not everybody can. I totally get it. But this console has future-proofed itself that when people do get those TVs that are capable of doing these things, that it's good to go. It is the more powerful console of the two.
Yeah.
And I find myself more drawn into the ecosystem. And that for me has a lot to do with Game Pass, but it also has to do with the community that has been very welcoming. I found people to reach out in this Xbox community that through social media. You can add people at any time. So like while playing Forza right now, my Dravatar, I'm about to get sideswiped by Cognito, and it is what it is because he's dirty. But that's seems right. Like Robin's racing, right? He's dirty. There's been a lot of tweets with him being a dirt, but it seems that everybody's having fun, and that's one of the things I would say about the X and the S. I think it's the best launch they've ever had year of a console since the 360. I loved my 360, and they had a lot of good games straight out the gate with that, and you had Call of Duty, which was huge, and that was third party. But this year, if you think about it, we still don't even have Halo yet, and it's going to come. It's coming in a couple weeks, but we've had a game, Psychonauts 2, which is in my running for Game of the Year. You have Forza, which is currently my game of the year.
My game of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've done a very good job, and they not remastered, but they gave you more features on previous games, such as Gears of War 5, which I never played because I missed all last gen. So I was able to go into the ecosystem more, and then it even got me to get an S for my office upstairs. And I've been playing Forza on my S right now, and I can tell you this right now, it runs just as great. Doesn't look as pretty as it does on my TV downstairs, but the game runs great. I still get my 60 frames. I can't say the S isn't a console that you shouldn't go out and buy. And to me, if you even own a PlayStation, you can't say no to an S if you see one in the store. I can't recommend this mini little console more. Yeah. Even though I love my X and all its bells and whistles, I would still say for this year and what we've been offered games-wise through Xbox and through our third parties that are on the console, the S is the better console to buy.
It's got tremendous value, and you couple that with being able to, anywhere you look, every game you get from Xbox, like you can get 14 days, 30 days of free Game Pass trials, all this stuff. You could build up you could do the rewards, unlock things, like you can make it essentially no games to buy, and be able to get in there into the ecosystem, like you said. And I think that is one of the biggest things I noticed this past year is how much Xbox is leaning into that more noticeably than they have in past years, past generations, even under Phil Spencer, and like from the One X and the Xbox One was not under him directly, but they've
TV.
Yeah. TV. But they've done a tremendous job of leaning into their communities, really championing it. And it's what I have been suspecting from Xbox from the launch of the Series X, where people are like, it's good. Like the system itself is fantastic, but we're on the game side, it was still having the issue of like, here's a Game Pass library out of the gate. And you're kind of like, okay, Master Chief Collection, Gears, but those were your heavy hitters, right? And that's still fantastic, because I went back and I was like, I played Gears 1, 2, 3, and then I played 4 through Game Pass. I'm like, that's tremendous value. I was able to look at like 10 games at launch.
That's coming from two guys that were on the PlayStation.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and Master Chief Collection, same deal, where I was like, great. I was able to go through and cherry pick like 10 titles that I knew when I bought that console. I was sitting there like, I didn't buy any new games yet. That's really cool. There's tremendous value there. Like you said, for the S2, the ecosystem, they've done tremendous work, building that up, building up the brand to be gamer focused, like Phil Spencer has always been touting, and see it come through. My point I was tangent. What I've noticed is that with their initial launch of the Series X was that they are getting to a place where now the dominoes are starting to fall in a good way, where I had been suspecting that this past year leading up to right now, we start seeing things fall into place. Forza and then Halo. And once we hit Halo, I think it just keeps going month after month after month. And I think we even saw that with like Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2. And when Psychonauts came out, maybe there's another one in their court, but for me, it was Psychonauts and then What was the one, the shooter, the one everyone lost their minds over for like
Outriders, but
Outriders.
that was just because it was on Game Pass. It wasn't exclusive. But I do think if it wasn't for their Bethesda acquisition, I probably wouldn't have bought the console originally on launch day. And I think they would have stumbled out of the gate because of the Halo being delayed. But because they had all those Bethesda games and instantly that Game Pass library became a thing to behold, everybody jumped in. And as like you were mentioning, as a previous PlayStation person, I could go in and play all those games that I've already played. But for all those people that are already in the Xbox ecosystem, they were able to play all those Bethesda games. So it had something for everybody. I still have my problems.
Same.
It's nothing is perfect. I'm still not a huge fan of the UI inside the console itself. I wish it could be better. And also,
navigating settings, I'm like, I have a problem with it.
It's painful. And to be honest, this is a weird one. Their app needs to be better. The fact that I can't buy a game on my phone unless I have to like literally go to the webpage and go into the Microsoft store. Like the PlayStation app has that ease of use. Like when there's a sale going on, I could just go in and I could add to my library. And same with game. Like I can't do that with Game with Gold on my phone. Like a lot of things, we all use our phones a lot. And I'm very surprised they haven't adapted the app to be able to purchase things through the Microsoft Store.
Even when they did a refresh this last year where they updated all of it with the launch of the console. And but
they took away achievements when they did that, which was crazy.
Yeah, there are little things in the quality of life pieces. They've done leaps and bounds from what they've done from previous generations. There's always more work to be done. What I do appreciate though is that they do update their UI consistently, which I don't see from competitors as much as frequent. Sometimes it's for the good. Sometimes it's kind of like head scratching, like, why'd you get rid of this thing? But yeah, like the app, I'm like, it needs to be better. Like, yeah, the fact that I can go in, I'm like, okay, I want to get this game. It's there. I can see it. I can click on it. And it's like, do you want to install it to your console? And you're like, yes. And then it doesn't. And then I didn't buy it.
Unless it's Game Pass, like the Game Pass app works perfectly.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that where I'm like, okay, we got to fix this a bit. I'd like to see. We were talking about this.
What do you want to see for next year of the Xbox?
I'd like to see the app get updated better. I'd like to see better. I mean, I think they're going to go down the path with more cloud-based gaming. Everything that's been happening, I think that is going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. To be honest, I think just stay the course. You have bigger titles. Keep supporting these games, the Starfields, Forza, Halo, bringing these out. The one hope I would have long term from a game perspective and studio acquisition, WB. I want.
They need a competitor.
They need a competitor to Spider-Man,
Horizon, and God of War for next year.
Yeah, and I still feel that Xbox is missing that thing, and superhero games aren't for everyone. But get Batman in there and make Batman Xbox, and that's my dream. That's what I would love to see next year as a WB piece built in, and more family content, more family games, oriented games in there too. What about you?
Yeah, for me, the family content is huge. I don't know about studio acquisitions. Obviously, Phil Spencer talked about it the other day, and he was looking at it has to be the perfect fit. I play on both consoles. I predominantly play on my Xbox. I literally haven't turned my PS5 on in over a month, but I will be playing Horizon and I will be playing God of War. Does Xbox have an answer for those right now? No, but they're going to have a game like Starfield, which is that I'm highly looking forward to. There's going to be more to Halo Infinite. They're going to have those things, and they're going to have third parties. Eventually, they're going to have the Fables, and they're going to catch up with and the Redfalls and these type of games. We'll see what they come out with. I just hope that they continue down the path of supporting the gamer, supporting the community, and having these fun things like these extra, like the Forza controller and the 20th anniversary controller. These things are fun.
Yeah.
So I just hope they continue to make gaming fun, and I'm in for the ride.
Same.
That's me. So it's been a great year for me for Xbox. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I haven't had this much fun with an Xbox console since the 360, and that's one of my favorite consoles of all time. So it's been a good time. It's been a good year.
Same here. Let us know in the comments below. How's your year been with your Xbox, the 1 year anniversary of the Xbox Series X and S? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, please do us a favor. If you can, subscribe to the channel. Help Court and I grow Assemble XP, get into our first 1,000 subscribers and beyond. All of that, Court. All that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. But thanks for watching, everybody. See you on the next episode.